Pull up a chair. I want to talk to you about something that I know is keeping you up at night. You've spent weeks, maybe months, polishing that resume. You've hit every keyword. You've used the AI tools to make every sentence perfect, and you've ensured there isn't a single friction point in your professional history. And yet, when you hit send, it's just silence. A wall of it. I know how that feels. It's frustrating, and honestly, it's exhausting. But I need you to hear this. The problem isn't that you aren't qualified. The problem is that the perfection you're chasing is exactly what's getting you flagged. Let's look at the reality of the 2026 market for a second. Right now, 83% of global enterprises are using AI automated screening as their primary filter. They aren't just scanning for keywords anymore, they're scanning for patterns. And when 67% of all applications are getting ghosted, without a single human ever seeing them, you have to ask yourself what the machine is actually looking for. Here's the part that hits hard. 21% of companies have now fully removed human oversight from the initial rejection phase. That means if the AI doesn't like the vibe of your data, you're out before a human even knows you exist. Have you ever felt like you're yelling into a void despite doing everything right? I'm genuinely curious if you've seen this in your own search lately. Let that number sit for a second. 21% auto-rejection with 0 human eyes. So if the system is literally designed to auto-ghost the perfect candidate, what is the hidden logic that's actually moving the needle for the people landing those $450,000 roles? Here's the hard truth. In the eyes of a 2026 recruiter, smooth equals fake. We've entered what I call the authenticity void. For years, we were told to make our resumes as frictionless as possible. But in a world where everyone has access to the same LLMs, a 100% keyword match isn't a success story. It's a signal of an AI proxy. When I first saw this recruiter data, it changed how I think about the whole process. 62% of hiring managers now view a perfect keyword match as a massive red flag. They assume you didn't write it. They assume you're hiding a lack of depth behind a polished mask. Think about it from their side. 76% of hiring managers say AI-generated resumes make it almost impossible to find the truly competent people. So, they've started punishing the over-polished. They're looking for the edges. They're looking for the human-centric imperfections that an AI would never think to include. 99% of Fortune 500 companies are using ATS systems to filter out 75% of you before a human even blinks. If you look exactly like the AI-generated ideal, you're just noise in the system. Now, this is the part that changes everything. If being smooth is now a liability, how are the highest paid professionals, the ones still clearing $500,000 a year, actually proving their worth? I want to tell you about a group I call the context architects. These are the people who aren't just using AI, they're shaping it. Look at the logistics team over at General Mills. They didn't just let an algorithm run their supply chain. They stepped in as problem shapers. They identified a $20 million hallucination in the AI's route assumptions, a mistake a smooth worker would have just waved through. By being the friction in the system, they saved the company tens of millions. Or look at Banca Transylvania. They used AI to cut their HR admin burden by 30%. But the leaders who got the 30% salary bonuses weren't the ones who implemented the tool. They were the ones who provided the oversight. They were the ones brave enough to say, the machine is wrong here. Even at Siemens, they've seen a 12% drop in production costs, not by replacing humans, but by letting the AI handle the scheduling while the senior experts focused on what I call high-stakes human judgment. The people winning right now aren't the ones who use AI the most. They're the ones brave enough to tell the AI when it's wrong. These stories prove that the money has moved. It's moved away from the yes man and straight into the pocket of the auditor. We are moving from an era of zero friction employees to the era of productive friction leaders. In 2026, execution has become a commodity. If an AI can do 75% of the work, the value of doing has plummeted, but the value of judging has skyrocketed. There is currently a 56% salary premium attached to roles that combine AI proficiency with high-stakes human judgment. That's what the PwC Global AI Jobs Barometer is telling us. 56%. That is the difference between struggling to get an interview and being headhunted for a $450 package. Josh Bersin put it perfectly when he said that 2025 was the year of the superworker. That's the person who manages AI with human judgment. They aren't the ones following the prompt, they're the ones auditing the output. Here's where it gets really interesting. The era of the robotic yes is over. The era of the human wait has begun. Recruiters aren't looking for someone who can do the job perfectly. They're looking for the person who knows why the perfect answer might be a disaster for the company's bottom line. So, how do you start building this new reputation this week? How do you stop being a smooth worker and start being a super worker? You don't need a better AI prompt. You need to show the world the scars that prove you're human. First, stop using the standard STAR method templates that everyone else is using. Candidates using high-agency storytelling, sharing the messy, complicated reality of how they solved the problem, are seeing a 35% higher interview-to-offer conversion rate. Second, create what I call a failure portfolio. When you're in that room, don't just talk about your wins. Talk about the time the data looked perfect, but your gut told you it was wrong. Talk about the friction you introduced that saved a project from a smooth disaster. This is critical because the average job search for senior roles has stretched to 6 months. People are using old methods and getting stuck in the machine. But 71% of leaders now say they'd rather hire an AI-literate junior who can think critically than a dinosaur senior who just wants to follow a process. The machines can be perfect, but only you can be right when it matters. I'm curious, what's the one thing you're going to change about your approach this week? Are you going to keep polishing, or are you going to start showing your scars? Let me know. Go build some friction.